Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Ori. In this video, we will continue with Volume 15, Epilogue, Brother and Sister, Part 3. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from the Tensura Light Novel. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. There you go. The next thing is to go back up Benimaru and the others. Would you like to come? Of course. In terms of time, it's been less than a minute, and the attack on Michael is still going on right now. Although it didn't work for the castle guard, that was the right thing to do. Because as soon as the attack ends, the enemy will attack. So, neither Benimaru nor Diablo stopped Xian and the others. Instead, they chose to stand on the sidelines and watch. Haha. Too bad, but your attacks against Lord Michael don't work at all. Feldway laughed loudly, aiming for the space between our attacks and getting ready to launch the power. The name of the demon lord doesn't seem to be a joke, and he seems determined to send all of my friends to the other world. Goodbye, everyone. Even though there shouldn't be any more, what? We both went after the attack gap, but he wasn't the only one. I showed up on the battlefield in order to stop Feldway. Demon Lord Rimuru, hello, Mr. Phantom King Feldway. This is our first time meeting. The hick with no manners. I don't want an aggressive race who has always had dreams of the city to tell me that. After more anger, the other person's face changed to look like an evil spirit. The kind of person who doesn't get excited and builds up anger slowly. And the opponent who caused the most trouble, Michael, who had been quiet until then, spoke up with an air of ease. So, you're no longer hiding to keep an eye on me? I thought you were trying to find a way to avoid me by using the sacrifices of your friends. What do you think your freedom is, and compared to that, why don't we just end it here? You're very proud. Do you think you've won? Who can say? But let me give you some advice right away. I know all about your power, from the fact that the angelic skill series is unbeatable to the fact that it will never be broken as long as there are people who believe in you, such as the castle guard. After this, there won't be anything else to say. Won't you lose your advantage if you burn down the empire and kill everything that lives there? It looks like I've also underestimated you. Shouldn't he dislike you? Exactly. It doesn't matter to me if you are ambitious or have a high calling. I agree with some of your goals, so I won't get in the way of what you want to do as long as it doesn't get me into trouble. Michael, who has already started to lose control, will bring us disaster for sure. Or now, I can say that Michael will eventually have a conflict of interest with us no matter what. Since that's the case, I'll just have to be sure of what I do. If anyone dares to attack me or my companions, I will crush them so hard that they will never be able to do something so stupid again. So, it's true. So, I'll go back first. Lord Michael, is it really possible? To say that the time is not yet right, and so we will be. I don't think either side will be satisfied in the end if we fight here. So, let's call it a day, shall we? Certainly. Even so, on the day that was supposed to be a celebration of my complete resurrection, I was put through a trial that I had not expected. I thought Guy Crimson was the biggest problem, but it turned out that it was a small slime that was holding me back. Michael and Feldway left after these words. It's not the Empire where they go back. Because my spy magic, Argos, didn't catch anyone's response. Every single word in Moss's report is only 3 words. That's too bad. Where the heck did they go? Can't figure it out even now? Benimaru laughed when he heard me mumbling so much that I couldn't stop. But, Lord Rimuru, now that we're all safe, we should go home and have a party. Let's go back then. I'm already tired today, and I feel like I'm also hungry. Let's ask Shuna to make us some tasty food. This is a party, right? Not bad at all. I nodded to Veldora. Go home and have a party. When everyone heard what I said, they all started to smile. Even though there are still problems that need to be fixed, I want to thank you all for being safe. Velgrynd kept on traveling, both yesterday and today, and also tomorrow. Velgrynd kept moving forward as the sound of her feet never stopped. Velgrynd had to keep drifting because she was in a place with no atmosphere and no earth. She didn't even know what time it was. Velgrynd had a lot of time to think before she found a place to settle down. Velgrynd's mind was already made up because of all the crazy things that had happened to them. There is more intelligence than there is processing. Velgrynd's calmness was restored by something as strange as drifting through space from another world. Velgrynd started to wonder. Because the intelligence was so big and strange, Velgrynd stopped trying to figure it out completely and only thought about it when she had time. Then, she thought about one thing more than anything else. The most important question is why Velgrynd was able to get her freedom back even though her own brother had set up the system. Velgrynd could only think of one person who had made this happen. That slime who was flapping around. Rimuru, the demon lord, was a friend of her brother. Even an ultimate skill can be changed at will, giving Velgrynd freedom in making the powers stronger, or evolving to a higher realm. It's not something that a normal person could do. That was something only my older brother could do. If there really is someone who can act like this. The unbelievable imagery made Velgrynd shudder. When she tried to turn her mind inward, the King of Flames' ultimate skill reacted right away, and it did so with a strength that the King of Charity could not match, and most of all, it was as if a link had been made with Rudra's heartbeat, and the pieces that were taken in would react. It doesn't even matter what color that slime is really. He is Rimuru, a friend of Veldora who helps me. This is the conclusion Velgrynd comes to. Getting rid of the backwards thinking Velgrynd and bringing consciousness back to the real world. Velgrynd has been collecting pieces of the soul for countless worlds and ages. I love you, Rudra. Velgrynd had been able to get through a lot of problems thanks to her single-minded desire to see Rudra. Then, at last, she saw the teenager in the middle of a city with lots of tall buildings. The young person, who had all the other pieces. Next, Velgrynd added the pieces she had in her hands. But was it really a good idea? Velgrynd got angry over it. If this were to happen, the teen's life would likely change in a big way. Velgrynd could live forever, so she could easily watch over the teenager until the end of his life. There's nothing to worry about, you're right. I'd like to meet you as soon as possible, but you can't be too nervous. With that in mind, Velgrynd turned away from the teenager and got ready to walk away. But at this very moment, the lightning bolts flew toward the teenager as they pleased. The pieces of the soul, which no one could see, merged with the teenager as if they were being absorbed, and the result was that the teenager vanished from the world. Now that Velgrynd has it, there is only the first piece left. Do you mean, you too? Do you also want to see me right away? If only that were true, Velgrynd thought to herself as she asked a question while leaning toward the shards. Afterward, she let out the King of the Flame, so she could catch up to the boy.